Namaste children, I hope you are doing well, and in the previous session we have discussed about bar graph and histogram, how to represent for the continuous class interval. Now today we are going to discuss about if the data is discontinuous, then how to represent that data as histogram in the histogram. So look at this exercise 14.2. Question number 4. The length of 40 leaves of a plant are measured correct to 1 millimeter and the obtained data is represented in the following table. Draw a histogram to represent the given data and he has given clue. First make the class intervals continuous. The clue is given, that means the data is in the class intervals. In the group data, the class intervals are not continuous. The class intervals are not continuous. So if the class intervals are not continuous, then what we have to do? We need to make the class intervals as continuous data. How to make the continuous data? By seeing the difference of upper limit of a class interval and the succeeding lower limit of a class interval. The succeeding class interval lower limit we take. The difference of that result, we take half of the result. Then that we will be added for all the upper limits and that same result will be subtracted from lower limits. Why we need to convert? Suppose if the length of any leaf is 126.5, 126.1. If it is there, where we need to enter? We can't. That's why there is a necessary to convert the given data into continuous data. That is the main reason. If any decimal values are there, then that we can enter into the continuous class intervals only, not for the discontinuous data. So now we convert this table, this given information into continuous class intervals. So solution. Here, this is the question part and answer we are doing here. Again, we need to make class intervals column and then frequency column. Now here, length in millimeters, length in millimeters and number of leaves, that is frequency, number of leaves. Now length. You see how to prepare continuous class interval. In 118 to 126 group in this. So here I am writing in 118 126 upper limit is 126 and next is succeeding class interval 127. So 127 to 135, the lower limit is 127. Difference you find out, which is a bigger one minus smaller one. 127 minus 126. 127 minus 126. 127 minus 126. So if you do 127 minus 126, here I am writing the value 127 minus 126 is, so here 127 minus 126 is equals to 1. Half of 1 is equals to 0.5. So difference you are calculating 127 minus 126, which is equals to 1. Half of 1 is equals to 0.5. Half of 1 is equals to 0.5. So that difference whatever we took here, this difference must be added. This difference 0.5 must be added to all upper limits and 0.5 must be subtracted from all lower limits to get continuous class intervals. So if you subtract from this, then you will be obtained 117.52. Add to this 126.5. Now subtract from this 0.5, again lower limit. So 126.5 to add to this 135.5, like this. 135.52. Next one 144.5. Next 144.52. 144.52. Next 153.5. Next 153.5 to 153.5 to 162.5. What we are doing? We are adding 0.5 for upper limits and subtracting 0.5 from lower limits. Next 162.5 to 171.5. 171.5 to 171.5 to 180.5. So now we got the continuous class intervals. Corresponding frequencies, as it is, we have to write. The corresponding frequencies are 3, 5, 9, 12, 5, 4, 2. These values, as it is, we have to write. This is the discontinuation data class intervals, and these are the continuous data class intervals. You see now, upper limit and the lower limit, succeeding lower limit. Upper limit and the succeeding class interval lower limit, they are same. This is continuous group frequency table. Now frequencies, first one is 3, 5, 9, 12, 5, 4, 2. 3, 5, 9, 12, 5, 4, 2. This data you have to represent as histogram. In the histogram graphically. Now for that, what we have to do? We need to take the values of x-axis and y-axis. Observe the data clearly. Carefully observe. Here I am taking, this is x-axis. This is x-axis, and here I am taking y-axis. So the horizontal line is called x-axis and the vertical line is called y-axis. X-axis and the vertical line is y-axis here. Now on x-axis, so the way they both are meeting, that is horizon point, is denoted by O and starting value for both the axes, that is 0. We need to look. So 0, the horizon point is 0. Now see the class intervals, continuous class interval 117.5 and 126.5. So these are the lengths in millimeters we are locating on x-axis. Lengths in millimeters. And the number of leaves, that is frequency, we locate on y-axis. See the multiples of, it depends on the data, you can select the scale on y-axis. So here I am taking 2, then 4, then 6, then 8, 10, 12, 14. So the maximum value, highest value is 12. So we took up to 14. You see now on x-axis 117.5 to 126.5. Starting value 117.5. After 0, we have 117.5 that immediately. So we are not showing those values. Which values? From 0 to 117.5, whatever the values are there, we are not showing on the graph. For that purpose, we use, this is called a kink line. This is how we represent kink line or jog line or break line. Here I wrote kink line or jog line or break line. This we use, that represents that there are the values, but we are not representing those values. We are not representing as in the given data. Directly the values are 117.5. The class size is same from the next value onwards, this value. So these values were not showing. That is the reason we are using jog or click or break light. So this is. Now on y-axis we took the frequencies, that is number of leaves. I hope you understood why we are using the break light. Now this 117.5 to 126.5, how many leaves we have? 3 leaves. So 3 will come exactly between 2 and 4. So 117.5 to 126.5, 3 leaves. So exactly in the middle of this is 3. 117.5 to 126.5. Now 126.5 to 135.5, that is 5. Exactly between 4 and 6. This is 5. Next 135 to 144.5, that is 9. So between 8 and 10. Between 8 and 10. Exactly in the middle. You have to use scale and pencil while representing. Next 144.5 to 153.5, that is 12. So 12 is here. Up to this. Next 153.5 to 162.5. The next value is 5. 153 to 162, that is 5. This is 5, 12, 9. Next 162.5 to 171.5, that is 4. So 4 is exactly here. You see the frequency and exact number you need to locate. Then the last one, 171.5 to 180.5, that is 2. So 2. This is 2. So this is how we represent. There is no gap between the rectangular bars. There is no gap between the rectangular bars. So area of these rectangular bars will be proportionate to the frequencies. Area of these rectangular bars will be proportionate to the frequencies. I hope you understood how to represent histogram when the data discontinuation data is given. First step, we need to convert the data into continuous. What is the first step in that again? Any class interval, you take upper limit of a class interval and the succeeding class interval lower limit, difference of those two, then that difference you have to take half of the difference, that should be added for all the upper limits and subtract from all lower limits. You will obtain the continuous class intervals. This is how we represent histogram for the discontinuation data after converting into continuous data. Now we are going to see about frequency polygon. Frequency polygon. What exactly frequency polygon? By using the given information with the frequencies on the graph, we are going to prepare. We are going to make a frequency polygon. What exactly polygon? A closed figure with number of sides. A closed figure with number of sides is called polygon. So in this, by using the frequencies, we are going to make a frequency polygon. So here, with the help of, by using histogram also we can prepare a frequency polygon with the help of histogram. Without a histogram also we can prepare. Without a histogram also we can draw a frequency polygon. With the help of histogram we can draw. Without the help of histogram also we can draw. First, let us see how to draw with the help of histogram the frequency polygon. Frequency means frequencies will be there. With the help of frequencies, we are going to construct a polygon. We are going to construct a polygon. So here we discussed one example about that. Draw a frequency polygon with help of histogram. The class intervals are given 0 to 10, 10 to 20 continuous data, and the frequencies are given this. For this data, first we need to draw a histogram. with the help of histogram means first definitely you have to draw a histogram. Histogram means what? There must be any gap between the rectangular bars, and this class size is same, so width of the bars also will be same. So this on this x-axis, observe it. Solution. First we are going to construct histogram. This is x-axis and this is y-axis. So x-axis and y-axis. Here we are taking class intervals. Class intervals. Class intervals. And here we are taking frequencies. Frequencies. Class intervals and frequencies. So here as we know that the starting value is 0. Next class interval is 10. Next class interval is 20, 30, 40, 50. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Highest value is 6 and 7. Based on the frequencies, maximum number whichever is there, up to that you need to locate the values. Now 0 to 10, 4. So 0 to 10, 4. That means 0 to 10, this is 4. Next 10 to 20, 3. So 10 to 20, 3. 10 to 20 is 3. 20 to 30, 6. 20 to 30. You see where 6 you have, that is up to here 6. This is 6. Next 30 to 40, 5. 30 to 40, 5. Next last one 40 to 50, 2. Use scale and pencil while locating this histogram. So these are the values. Now by using with the help of histogram, we are going to construct a frequency polygon. For that we require first midpoints. So midpoints of the class intervals. Observe it. Midpoints of the class intervals. See 0 to 10. 0 to 10. What is the midpoint actually here? 5. So you just locate over here 5. Locate over here. That is the midpoint. 5 and 4. Midpoint of this class interval 0 to 10. That is a class mark. Class mark. Class mark 0 to 10. 0 to 10 class mark. How to get 0 to 10 class mark? Lower limit plus upper limit by 2. That is 10 by 2. 10 by 2 is which is equals to 5. So 5 and the frequency 4. Frequency 4. So now we need to construct the locate. We need to calculate the mid values, class marks of each class interval when we are representing frequency polygon with the help of histogram. With the help of histogram. See here 0 to 10. The midpoint class mark is 5. 0 plus 10 by 2. Class mark how to calculate? Lower limit plus upper limit by 2. Lower limit plus upper limit by 2. So 0 plus 10 that is 5. 10 to 20. 30 by 2. 15. These are the mid values. Now points to be located. Midpoint is this 0 to 10. Exactly midpoint is 5. So 5 and the frequency already we located. This is 5 comma 4. Next class mark 15 comma 3. 15 will be between these two and 3 we already located here exactly in the middle. Next 20 to 30 mid value is, that is 25. So 25 will be here. 25 to this is exactly mid value. Next 30 to 40 mid value is 35. So 35 and this one. So here 35 is the mid value and this is 5. The next last 45 comma 2. So 45 will be here. So this one. Now these points you need to join. These points you need to join. Observe it. First point to second, second to third, third to fourth, fourth to 2. The last one. Now this is the first point. So you are joining first point to this. Next this point to this. Next this point. Then again from here to this point. You see, are you getting a closed figure? No, we are not getting the closed figure. So for that you need to locate another continuous class interval 50 to 60, and you see this side also. This side we have 0 to 10, but after 0 we don't have any class interval. So we need to enter into the negative axis, that is left side of x-axis. So negative. So here it will be minus 10. So between this 0 and minus 10, this is the mid value, next mid value. So you have to, because frequency polygon means it is a closed figure. Here we are obtaining from here to and here, it is not a polygon. So to make a polygon, we are joining the consecutive midpoints of first class interval before and after. We are joining this, we are extending from here to here. The midpoint will be 0 to minus 10. This is the midpoint. So we are extending this to here, this point, and this one. The midpoint of 50 to 60. This is 55. So this from here to here we are extending. So now it is a closed frequency polygon. This is how we represent frequency polygon with the help of histogram. With the help of histogram. What is necessary in this? After constructing histogram, we need to calculate the mid values, that is class mark. That class marks and the corresponding frequencies we locate, and first point, second, third, first to second, second to third, like that we need to join. The end points, starting and ending points are not closing the polygon. So we need to go for the midpoints of the previous and the next succeeding class intervals, then join, then we will obtain a closed frequency polygon. Frequency polygon. You see this? This is frequency polygon, which is shaded part, that is a frequency polygon. I think you understood how to construct frequency polygon with the help of histogram. So here you are seeing now the shaded portion of frequency polygon, which we obtained with the help of histogram. The shaded portion completely shows that is a polygon, frequency polygon. We located the points A, B, C, D, E, F, and this point is G. These are the points of polygons, the vertices of polygons. Now we will construct a frequency polygon without using histogram. So draw a frequency polygon for the given data. Draw a frequency polygon for the given data. Here class intervals, see 10 to 20. Class intervals are starting from 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and these are the corresponding frequencies. So to construct a frequency polygon, first and foremost thing is you need to calculate the class mark. That is nothing but mid value. Class mark you need to calculate. So in the solution part again, we need to draw this table, that is class intervals, then these are class intervals, and class mark, then frequency F. Observe it, class intervals, class mark, and frequency. So class intervals are 10 to 20, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, then 40 to 50, then 50 to 60. The free class mark you need to calculate between, what is the class mark? Class mark is equals to lower limit plus upper limit by 2. So these two, 10 plus 20, 10 plus 20, 30. 30 divided by 2 is 15. Next 50, 25. Next 30 plus 40, 70. 70 divided by 2, that is 35. Next 45. Next 55. Now the frequency 857 as it is, which is given in the question. 8, 5, 7, 2, 3. 8, 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 2 and 3. So these are the frequencies. Now without using histogram, we are constructing a frequency polygon. So class marks and frequencies we are going to use in it. See, this is x-axis, and this is y-axis. Observe it. This is y-axis and x-axis. Y-axis and x-axis. In this 0. Now mid values, each line. Observe it. We are constructing now 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. Directly we are taking as 5, 10, 15 like that. So this is the class size. You see how much is increasing? That is here 10. This is 5. Next 10. Next 15, 25. 10 plus 20. How much? 30. 30 divided by 2, 15. 50 plus 60, 110 divided by 55. So the first class interval, the next class interval 0 to 10, that will be 5. That will be, observe it, 5, 10, 15, 25, next 35, next 45, next 55, next 65. These are the mid values which we are locating. Class, that is here, class marks. Class marks. Next class marks. Next class marks we are taking class marks. We are taking class marks on x-axis and frequencies on y-axis. So frequencies 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Observe it. Directly even you can start 5, 15, 5, 15, 25. Here 10 is a observation. We don't have any mid value of 10 here. Sorry. 5, 15, 25, 35. Like this we need to look at 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, like this. These are the mid values. Sorry, 10 we won't get as a class mark for any class interval in this data. Now 5. Observe it. 15 and 8. Wherever you are getting 15 and 8, so 15, you see 8. This is the point A. Points to be plotted. 15 and 8. Just locating 15 and 8. Next 25, 5. So 25 and 5, where you are getting, you see 25 and 5. This is the point B. Next 35, 7. So you are taking 35 and 7, you see here you will get 35 and this point is C. Next up to 7, you are taking up to 7. This is the point C. Next 45 and 2. 45 is here and 2 is here. So 45, 2. This is the point D. Next 55, 3. Again up to 3. See 3 is here and 55. This is the point E. Now join first A to B, then B to C, then C to D, then D to E. We are joining the points A to B, B to C, C to D and D to E. Now is it a closed figure? No. So to obtain the closed figure, we are joining those points to the next succeeding midpoint and here preceding midpoint, the first preceding midpoint. So the next preceding midpoint is 5. From here to here we are joining. This is a point, and from here to here the next midpoint is this one. So E, and this point is F. This point we can write as G. See, now we are obtaining a closed figure which is called polygon. So this is frequency polygon. See, if you shade out this one, if you shade, then you will obtain a frequency polygon. The shaded region represents that frequency polygon. Shaded region represents the frequency polygon. This is how we represent frequency polygon by using class marks without histogram. Without histogram. This is frequency polygon. We are joining the end midpoints preceding and succeeding so that it will become a closed frequency polygon. A closed frequency polygon. Now, frequency polygon with the midpoint. So, frequency polygon without histogram, if you want to construct, you need to calculate first class marks, then class marks and corresponding frequencies we locate. That we will join from point to the point and end midpoints first initial, then the final midpoints we will join. This is how we construct frequency polygon. And we have homework questions from exercise 14.2, question number 6 and 7. Question number 6 and 7. Question number 6 and question number 7. In question number 6, we have two questions, section A and section B. For both the class intervals. Section A, first you need to calculate midpoint and then graph. Section B, midpoints then graph, but both the graphs should be in the same graph sheet. Both the frequency polygons must be on the same graph. And question number 7, you need to construct a frequency polygon, but the class intervals are not continuous. First you need to calculate. See, 1 to 6, 7 to, the data is given 7 to 12, like this. Calculate. First convert the data into continuous class intervals, then you can construct frequency polygon with the help of histogram or without help of histogram by taking the mid values. So the first and foremost thing for that, you need to construct continuous class intervals. I hope you understood how to construct frequency polygon. So today's homework is exercise 14.2, 6th question and 7th question from page number 260. So page number 260. Page number 260. Thank you. I hope you understood how to construct histogram with discontinuation data, how to convert continuation, then how to represent that as a histogram. Then with the help of histogram, how to construct frequency polygon. Without the help of histogram, by taking the mid values of class intervals, how to construct frequency polygon. The leftover thing we see in the next session. Thank you.